probably my fault, but we've had a few technical issues there, guys. Stop pressing. I got my mate here trying to fix it. He's just pressing buttons.
No, that's what we got to press though.
No.
That one.
All right, what else we got here? Do I wear contact lenses? No, I don't. Thanks for checking in. Do you think there'll be a sequel? Who knows? Depends on the hunger and excitement and enthusiasm from you guys. Honestly, making that film was one of the best experiences I had. I'd worked with Sam again in a heartbeat. We were talking about doing more films together, whether it be sequels, prequels, entirely different stories. You know, that was definitely something we spoke about right throughout the whole film. So maybe. What else we got here? What's the tattoo on your forearm? My daughter drew this. I was up one night with a friend of mine, and he was designing some tattoos and so on, and then my daughter woke up and came and sat on my knee, and she just started drawing, and then drew these. So we ended up getting them tattooed, and that was it. Will you be back for another movie of Thor or Marvel? Yeah, we're going to be shooting Thor: Love and Thunder in a few months. Things have been put on hold, obviously, in the current isolation shutdown we're all involved in. But as soon as things are up and running again, that's the next endeavor that we're going to embark on in the Marvel world. So other questions we had there. All right. Sorry, guys. Was it challenging doing a lot of choreography, or was it simple to memorize? Incredibly challenging. It's you know, it's a bit like when you're learning dialogue. You've got to kind of create the story in your head, and if the writing's great, then it's kind of imprinted in there pretty easily. Choreography, physical choreography is the same. You know, you've got to really kind of do repetition, see the story of the fight play out. You've got to sort of have an emotional investment in it too, and that always helps, I find, kind of, you know, work out where you are in the sequence. But we had weeks of rehearsals that we went through with Sam, and then every day we were shooting one scene, we'd be rehearsing the next fight scene, which was the following day. So it didn't really stop, and it was a 3-month shoot, and basically kind of running and sprinting and fighting the whole time. So exhausting, but rewarding, because I think we achieved some, you know, pretty unique, special stunt sequences that I certainly have never been a part of and haven't seen for a while. So, and thanks for the feedback from everyone about those sequences. We certainly worked our butts off, and to have you guys appreciate it and love it is a huge plus. So thank you. All right, hang on, I've got some tech advice from someone here about how to get Sam Hargrave, our director, on. Got here. What do you think of the stunt guys in the movie Out of the Shadows? I haven't seen that. Jughead is a big wave surfer, guys. One of the best in the world, and I can't really answer that that question. Paul Fisher there just chimed in, said great movie. Thank you, Paul. Paul Fisher's a DJ, guys. You want to check him out? He's got a few tunes to keep you sane during this isolation period, or just to make you get up and dance, because that's what he is. What else? Hello from Spain. Hello, guys. Great movie. Thank you so much. There's these other questions here. All right, so let's find some. What was the most difficult scene in the movie to film? We talked about before, that was probably the oneer. We shot that over 3 weeks and went for about a 12-minute sequence. Did anything unexpected happen during production? And then did the crew have to... unexpected. I mean, the whole thing was logistically an insane challenge, and mostly for Sam. and the AD team, all the assistants, the PAs, everyone who's working the film. We had 300 personnel working with us a lot of the time, and we, you know, in order to shut down streets and alleyways and so on, so no one would get injured, and we'd be, you know, flying cars through the streets. And thankfully to the people in Bangladesh and India and Ahmedabad, that there was such a support for what we were doing. You know, we'd turn up and create all sorts of chaos, and you know, and to have the people line the streets and be so excited to see what was going on was a real blessing for us, and we're beyond thankful for all the support. We couldn't have done it without the local support, and also the local talent we were able to use, a lot of the cast and crew from those areas, and yeah, it's pretty amazing. Thank you, guys. All right. What is it about the story and character that intrigued you the most to come on board? You know, I've done a lot of action films. I've never done an action film that was so grounded in reality, though. As you know, a lot of my work has been in the sort of fantasy, larger-than-life realm of Marvel. And there's a lot of special effects, a lot of green screen, a lot of opportunity to, you know, sub in stunt doubles and so on. I had my stunt double, Bobby Hanton Holland, on this with me, who did the really gnarly stuff, but 95% of it I had to do because of the nature of how we were shooting. And that was something that sort of scared the hell out of me, but also excited me. There was a real athletic sort of sportsman-like sort of approach that we had to have to this, and it felt like, you know, competing in some kind of big sporting event more so than a movie at half the time. But what intrigued me also was that the action was really dictated by the emotion and the narrative of the story, and the fact that there was an emotional journey that caused my characters to have a physicality and a fighting style that started off in one way, but throughout the film progressed. And you know, he had a very sort of suicidal approach to his fighting at the beginning. He had very little regard for his own safety or the eventual outcome. But in the movie, there is an awakening that occurs within him due to meeting this young boy. He really starts to realize that there's something else worth fighting for. Also, it's a redemption tale. We understand a lot about Rake's past, and you know, this is an opportunity for him to right the wrongs of what he may have done. And so that's what I loved about it. It was an opportunity to do an action film also with a very heavy emotional component. There's art house action fusion there, which I thought was very unique. And yeah, we're very proud of it and stoked that you guys have enjoyed it so much. All right. Sam spoke about Jackie Chan movies as an inspiration for Extraction. Who was inspiration for Chris while working on Tyler's character? I don't know. I sort of maybe unconsciously pulled from a few different things. You know, we talked about, you know, the sort of 80s, 90s action films where so much of it was done in camera. There wasn't blue screen, green screen, special effects. It was just pretty hardcore, in your face, right there. Stunts and endless sort of rehearsals and so on. And also there was a sort of a simplicity to the narrative in those films. It was pretty easy to follow, yet infusing an emotional component in there, I think sets it aside. And you know, he was a man of few words, definitely, but when he does speak, hopefully it means something and it has a purpose, as does the action. You know, the action was never there just to be cool for the sake of looking cool, although that was one intention. It needed to have some information about where the story was going and where the characters were headed. But a lot of people talked about Rambo First Blood as a comparison, which you know, is very high praise. There's the obvious ones of John Wick and you know, guys recently who have done some fantastic continuous sort of fight sequences. But yeah, I wouldn't say there was any particular film that inspired me. You know, old westerns, classic sort of Steve McQueen, the whole city ascending on a character. You know, it was a bit of a throwback to a period before my time, certainly. Did I actually jump off that huge cliff at the beginning of the film? Sort of. You know, we had to set that up. I probably would have died if I had done that. But I did a rather large jump and then we added green screen, and then someone else, and so there was just a bit of movie play and trickery for that particular moment. Am I like Tyler in real life? Am I a black market mercenary, gun for hire? No. But we're about the same height. We have similar facial features and a very similar accent. Love from London. Love right back to London. Thank you very much. What else we got here? Some smiley faces, some kisses. All right. You enjoyed coming to India? Absolutely. India was fantastic. The people were incredible. We couldn't have shot the film without the support of the people. The locations, that was a big reason for shooting in India. I don't think we've seen many action films and films like this with the backdrop of India and Bangladesh, and to have that opportunity to put a spotlight on that part of the world and aesthetically show something different was, I think, pretty unique and special, and we had a lovely time working there. All right. What's your favourite stunt in the movie? Probably. I really enjoyed the opening scene in the building, in the apartment. That took us about a week or two to shoot, and it was hot and dusty and dirty, but it felt like we were getting something pretty special and a pretty incredible way to open the film. And we went back and shot that a number of times just because Sam, was never satisfied as any great director. There was no stone left unturned, and he continued to push and dig and bring out of that scene, as much as possible. And the addition of the moment with the rake, that was actually one of the movie fans out there who contacted us and said his name's Tyler Rake. If he kills someone with a rake, that'd be awesome. So whoever that was, I don't know your exact name, but thanks for that. How was it working with Randeep Huda? Randeep's incredible. He brings such heart and nuance to the film. All of these characters in the film, is not, you have some very bad guys, but a lot of the characters are conflicted, and their moral compass or their morals lie in a sort of a grey area, and they're forced to make some pretty big decisions that officially send them down one direction and commit to a real purpose. And what Randeep did in the film was so beautiful and conflicting, and his motivation for looking after his child as well, was something universally I think people can connect to. He's just a great bloke and an incredibly talented actor. What do you do to get in mood to film drama scenes like that one with Ovi talking about being brave? It's interesting, anytime there's an emotional scene, you've got to try and find some way of connecting to it or something that you can draw upon. Sometimes it may be completely out of the realm of your experience, so you just try and find something else that causes you pain or emotion and draw upon that. I was shooting this film for about 3 months and was missing my family like crazy and hadn't seen my kids for weeks and weeks. And so that particular day, I certainly was missing them a little extra and was able to kind of use some of that. And that was an intense day. It was both Sam and I at the end of that were pretty emotionally exhausted. And it doesn't always work like that. Sometimes you try and you dig and you try and manipulate your emotions, and your body goes, your brain goes, nah, you're trying to fool us here, and it doesn't happen. And then occasionally something just pops into your mind and surfaces. And I think for me, it's about letting go in those moments and really, really just trying to allow it organically to surface and not sort of force it too much. You have to be willing to sort of take a risk, and it doesn't always work, is the truth. But you build up your instincts and do the best you can. All right. Alrighty. So thank you so much, guys. Just watched the movie, very entertaining, amazing. Thank you. Yeah, I can't thank you all enough. You know, to be able to provide a bit of entertainment right now during this period, and I know we're all in lockdown at the moment. I'm thankful for, and that it has provided an escape for people, and the support's been incredible. And beyond what we could have dreamed, Sam Hargrave, you know, there's your master there, guys. Keep a close eye on him. He's got a monster career ahead of him, and I can't wait to be a part of it if he lets me. And